From 11 and Filbert, we could see the progress of the former Galleria. You can see the sky bridge there to the parking and the convention center. A lot of things are looking really good. Just another perspective of that sky bridge to the parking, to the convention center. All part of the renovation of the former Galleria. And this is on Filbert Street. One street north, parallel to Market Street. They've done such a great job. It's just incredible seeing all the work they've done. Even on the one street north of Market, they've done a great job. And you can see another sky bridge from the Galleria to long-term parking. That is critical, to have that long-term parking. And that's very important to people in Philadelphia. And here from 10th and Filbert, we can see a little bit more of the extensive work they've done. You can see the parking garages and everything here that allows for the convenience of everyone. Again, the connection between one part of the Galleria to another. There's also an underground connection below the street. SEPTA is right there. And this is being filmed from 10th and Filbert. And here we have just the ongoing development of the Galleria. It's progressing faster since a lot of the exterior work has been done. They're putting a lot of finishing touches on. And the inside still needs a lot more work, but they're working very, very quickly at that. I think they're in a rush to make sure it gets done on time. Time is money. Look at that beautiful entryway. So impressive. Big change from what it was before, but I think that's to impress people. And all the other work they're doing here too. Just amazing. You can see the finishing touches that are being put on everything. Store signs being put up. Just great seeing all this. So now you can see what the interior looks like. That was the interior of the entryway. You can see it here on the inside. Everything's getting ready. They're testing the elevators. You can see here even testing the escalators. There's no exceptions. Escalators being tested. So you can see how they're very eager to get all this stuff up and running as soon as possible. And here we can see some more of the interior work of the former Galleria. You can see how far along they are. Like there, you can see people getting everything ready, just making sure things are done right, you know, and look how beautiful this is. It's gonna be a masterpiece. So it'll bring a lot of people into the downtown area. You can see how much work is being done already. Look at the inside area. For all of those who might remember the former Galleria, it's great what they've done. Modernized everything, the floors, made it much more of an indoor style mall versus what it was before. And then you can see even they have like the space that leads throughout the complex and leads to the connections to the mass transportation. But this is just great. This is exactly what Philadelphia needs. This is what the former Galleria needs. It's going to be a big, big plus. You can see here the work speeding along. As I mentioned earlier, they want to speed everything along because they need to get it up and running as soon as possible. Here you can see a great view inside, all the different escalators, the different entryways, the pathway that leads through the entire complex. That's going to be really great. Bravo to the developers. Bravo to all the people doing this job. And here is just another view of this complex, just to give everyone an idea of how far along this is progressing. And they're doing a great, great job of this too. So maybe they will finish on time. It looks like they are really coming along. But let's see, I'm sure there's a lot of other finishing touches they have to do. And there's always something extra that needs to be done before the opening. It's just a massive undertaking that they're doing. Now, Burlington is the store that was moved from one side of the Galleria to the other. They had a long-term lease and they just wanted to move it over. But you can see how much work it takes to do this, to make everything brand new again. Not easy. Everything has to be done right, and that's the biggest challenge. And there's a lot of anticipation for them getting this job done and getting it done right because it's very high profile, right in the center of Philadelphia. Here you can see more of the work being done on another part just across the street from where we were filming earlier. Where we were filming earlier, showing all the renovation was there. So this is right across the street to show you how it's so extensive and they're trying to make it really a great shopping experience. You can see how much work they're still doing here, but as I mentioned, it looks like they're making a lot of progress. And right there is the entryway to Century 21. So they're trying to make it a connection into the former Strawbridge and Clothier building, into the other buildings, to make it one big shopping complex. You can see the wonderful escalators that are there. Here you can see more of what's being done. Again, as that earlier sign indicated, they're testing the escalators just to make sure everything works. But you can see how far along they are. And I'm sure the incentive is to really make progress. I'm sure part of the incentive is the Christmas season that's right around the corner. They want to get these stores probably up and running before then, or whenever the deadline is, but I'm sure in their mind is the Christmas season, and that very profitable season for a lot of shops. You can see here, this area here, really getting close to being done. Beautiful escalators being done. And look at the entryway. It's both floors to enter into Century 21. And I would bet you that third floor is also an entryway to Century 21. As I mentioned, one big shopping mall. You can see here the rest of it being renovated. And just for perspective, you can see how this is here connected by Sky Bridge. But you can see how it's right in the heart of Philadelphia. And there's an underground connection and an overpass for people. So it just makes it an ideal shopping location. And in the past, it was an ideal shopping location. And it's just that a lot of shopping malls realize they have to reinvent themselves. And that's what the Galleria, the former Galleria, is trying to do. Reinvent themselves to make themselves exciting, new, different to the populace. It's not easy to do. It takes a lot of money, a lot of foresight, a lot of planning, and cooperation from like city, from corporations, from planning. You know, it's like a lot of investment needs to be put in, and willingness to take that gamble that shopping malls are going to be viable. It's not easy to take that gamble because that's one of the big dilemmas right now, shopping malls and the changing interests of shoppers from shopping malls to buying online, and who knows. But I would bet you the shopping malls and high density communities are going to work because it's going to be viable. That's what they're doing in New York, where they're trying to bring a lot of entertainment. They're trying to bring things that make people interested in coming to the shopping malls and make it more of an entertainment destination versus just a place to shop. Here we can see a little bit more closely how much work they've done so far and how close they are to getting done. And as I mentioned before, this is the former Galleria. They're repositioning it for something else. They're calling it now the Fashion District, or the district. This is a location they're getting ready for H&M, but you can see how close they are. This is a better view of H&M and how they're going to use this environment. Beautiful shopping place for H&M. It's going to be great for the people of Philadelphia too, to have such a beautiful store right in the heart of the city. And you can see here what they've done with the other entrance for the former Galleria. They're moving right along, which is great. And this is on 10th Street and Market. So this entrance closer to 10th and Market seems to have made much more progress than the area near 9th and Market. But you can see what a beautiful job they've done so far. Escalators, the beautiful lighting. It's getting very close to completion. This is going to be such a great place to visit once it's done. The other place that was filmed was on the other side, on 9th, closer to 9th and Market. And you can see here how much work is being done. They really went all out and they did such a great job. Like you can see here how much work is being done and how much work there still is to be done. And that street is Market Street. Another view. You can see extensive work that's been done. Fantastic job. Still another view, just another angle. Just to show everyone in Philadelphia and the US and the world how far along everything is, because I'm sure many people reminisce about what the Galleria was like, you know, what's going on with it, what the state of the Galleria is. This is just a way of helping keep people informed as to what's going on and how far along everything is. And where we're filming is right next to Chinatown. You can see in the distance the Chinatown gate next to Greyhound. And it's a very, very convenient location. Which is why the Galleria was here. Which was originally one of the original developments that allowed for Philadelphia to really blossom. Now, when they redeveloped the Galleria and they made it into a shopping center, boy, development took off in Philadelphia, and it was like a ripple effect, like someone tossing a stone into the water and the ripples going from that stone. So from this point, from the north to the south, redevelopment started in Philadelphia. And it was amazing seeing that redevelopment. So hopefully, with this kind of redevelopment, it could have that same effect all over again, but in a much more magnified way. And you're seeing that with the buildings that are being built on Market Street. It could be, for example, an indication of how the movement is going to be much more back into the city with larger developments. See here on the other side, more development, just an indication of how much progress is being made. It's just amazing seeing all this. They're doing such a fantastic job. I'm sure a lot of people in Philadelphia are going to be very happy once this is done. Many people remember how this is one of the places to go to when you needed to take your long distance train, you know, or one of your trains to the suburbs. So it was a nice place to wait. And I'm sure they generated a lot of money too from all the people waiting. And from people shopping too. This is one of the other entryways, but just to show you how closely they are to getting done. It's like putting the finishing touches on everything here. But a much better use of space versus in the former Galleria. To see that beautiful entrance from just a different angle and how far along they are with some of the other amenities, some of the other improvements that they're doing to the facade. It's just so interesting seeing the progress of this renovation of the former Galleria. And what we're looking at now is 10th and Market, the different areas for the entryways for 10th and Market. And where we saw earlier was 9th and Market down there, the connection between the buildings, and then also with Century 21, which is in the former Strawbridge and Clothier building. So they're basically trying to make this one wonderful shopping experience for all the folks that want to come down to the downtown area of Philadelphia and just enjoy the downtown area. View of the progress from a different angle here. getting closer to 11th and Market. But it's just so interesting seeing the progress, seeing the development and how things are happening, developing. Think of the millions of dollars that are being put into this multi-year development project. Not an easy task at all. And the amount of revenue that's not being gained by having everything closed, and the amount of expense you have to also put into this at the same time. I'm sure the calculation is they're gonna make much more with a brand new shopping area. They'll be able to charge more in rent, more people would be interested in coming, but I'm sure a lot of people are just waiting to see the finished product. And still yet another angle. And still yet another angle of this. So busy around here with all the buses, the hustle and bustle. And you can see the convention center is right over there. Convention center garage, it's right nearby. It's just perfect to have a renovated Galleria right nearby also. A little different angle of the renovated Galleria. There's going to be a lot of signage around here and a lot of lights. It's going to be a beautiful shopping destination.